What's up, everybody? Thanks for joining me on these analysis. We're going to be looking at Nvidia, ticker symbol NVDA. This thing's been absolutely killing it for the past couple weeks now. As you can see, it's been since June 16th, the week of June 16th. It's just been nothing but green candles, just pushing higher and higher. We are seeing a little bit of rejection right now, but this move has been incredibly bullish nonetheless. You can see today was a little bit of a red day, but that's normal when you're absolutely ripping to the upside. You can see we did gap over here July 14th, and then we came to fill that and continued to move higher. We were creating a nice little ascending triangle. When you take a look here at this structure, you can see we actually have it's really right at that level that we already have drawn out. And then when you take this move here, you see the higher highs and higher lows being formed. You could probably draw it a little bit tighter. Maybe we can exclude that candle if you want, and maybe it makes more sense. But a nice ascending triangle, which is an incredibly bullish sign. And you can see that pushed up even higher and continued that move. We were speaking about this a while back when we were over here in this area, saying we were eventually going to find some resistance at this level. We kind of chopped here and we broke through, and we were talking about once we can break through this upward sloping trend line here, we would more than likely retest, which we did. And if we can find that support, we could push up higher. And that's exactly what ended up happening. We finally broke out of this range. This was pretty much a major bull flag, if anything. You can see that here from this move. And we just trended sideways here for an extended period, all the way from pretty much from May 2024 till now. And then we take that measured move. That takes you to around 258 bucks. We'll see if that happens or not, but that's what the measured move on this bull flag is indicating. And we have seen a smaller version of this as well. We've seen a couple touches here, and then we break out of the structure, and it looks like we had this just on a larger time frame here. I'm thinking these two moves here are identical. This is just a smaller version of this move here. It ended up playing out pretty well. When you take this bull flag here, from here to here, you can see that it ended up measuring out pretty well. And we ended up hitting that target, and then we started to create another level of consolidation, and we pushed up higher. This little zone here was a midline, but overall, this was the overall sideways chop or channel, if you want to, or range, I would say. And now we broke back above it, and we resumed that trend that we've had established all the way back here, February 5th, 2024. So this is a good time. Looks pretty nice. Hopefully the volume can continue. It also kind of looks like it could be somewhat of a cup and handle. And then you push up higher, and you take your measured move from that point to there, and you could measure that out up to that point over here, which also takes you to around 218 or so. So it looks like we have a couple bullish things that were indicating higher prices, and it looks like they're starting to play out pretty well. When we look at the weekly SMAs, you can see we have the 20 just surpassing the 50 as we speak. Last time we saw a move like that was over here, and price was sitting at $20, and then it reached a price target of $153 after that point. I'm not saying that we're gonna 7x or anything like that, but this is a good sign. Last time we saw it, we saw a major uptick in the price. And we're currently holding above our 20, our 50 is pushing up higher, and our 50 did surpass the 200. And let's see if we can see that. Last time the 50 surpassed the 200 was over here, January 2023, and price was around 17 to 20 bucks. So kind of the same situation. It happened around the same time. We got that rally to the upside. And when we pull a fib off of the top here to the bottom of this leg here, you can see that we have found a little bit of rejection at the 1272. This is usually a magnet for price. You usually find price coming to the 1272 to the 1618. So we'll see if we actually make it to the 1618. That would indicate a price of around 215 or 218. We'll see if that happens. Of course, need a lot of momentum, but it is looking pretty good at the moment. But these are another key levels, or these are some key levels that we should be watching for. So that 1618 is a level that we could find some resistance at. I know it gets a little tough once price starts shooting up. You kind of wonder like where can we find resistance at? And the Fibonacci sequence, when you flip it, is a good way to see that. When we look at the weekly RSI, we just hit overbought territory, which is just something to take into consideration. It doesn't mean that the move is over. Last time we saw overbought territory was May 13th. It didn't finish until July 8th, July 15th. You can see again, June 8th, or I'm sorry, January 8th to April. And then you can see over here, March 6th to around July or August. So you can stay there for 3-4 months sometimes if you get a nice aggressive move, and that could take price much higher. So we'll see where it takes us. We're just breaking into overbought territory. As you can see, these moves made it way up here to 90, 86, 84. So we're currently sitting at about 71 at the moment. On the daily, we are already in overbought territory as well. We've been in it for a little bit of time now, since June 24th. We're kind of just trending higher, kind of making a bull flag more than anything. If you take a look here, you can kind of see that flagpole. And then we're just kind of trending sideways and building some momentum. We are underneath our moving average. We'll see if the momentum can break through that and create a fresh high on this RSI, which is sitting at 79.8. On the weekly MACD, we're in incredible bullish territory. Momentum's still holding pretty well. It is dwindling down a little bit, but it's not anything concerning at the moment. And on the daily, we're kind of just sitting up here at high prices or high numbers. And we have a red flip, but nothing really is happening here on the MACD, just sideways really. So there is some kind of a divergence, if you will, on the daily. Let's try and get this for you guys so you can see that going on. You can see that price is going up, and the MACD in that same time period has been creating lower highs. So you can see that going on. There's some divergence. So maybe there is some weakness to come on Nvidia. Not telling you to sell or anything. I just want you to be aware of that there's weakness in this area compared to this area here on the MACD on the daily. So be aware of that. Keep an eye out to see if we do get some kind of maybe we get a move back to the trend line. Maybe we get a little reset since we've been super hot, and maybe we bounce off of the trend line and then continue the move as the MACD and RSI and the strength gets to reset to continue the momentum higher. Remember, you don't want to go in a straight line up. If you go in a straight line up, you come in a straight line back down. So you want to kind of stair step your way up. It gives you nice support along the way, and it gives a sustainable price structure as you increase in value. That's pretty much all I have for you guys. Make sure you drop a like and subscribe on this video. It always helps. I appreciate all your recent support, and I'll see you guys in the next one.